Everyone, and welcome to this webinar on IBM career education. Okay, and we have two senior members from IBM, Mr. Ananta Padmanabhan, who is a subject expert and a very senior employee with IBM, and Mr. Madhusudan, who is taking care of business in South India. Okay, so and uh, and we have, as of now, at least about 10 people from different colleges, and more are joining in. So as we continue our presentation, I'm sure there'll be more people joining and taking benefit of this important discussion that we are going to have about how IBM career education can make a difference to your institution and to the students who are studying in your institution. Okay, so just to confirm, just to get a confirmation, you are able to hear me, and is it clear? Before we continue, if you could just say yes or something in the chat, so that will help us know whether
Yes, it is clear.
it's clear. Okay, I hope others are also able to hear. Yes, I got a yes from one person. Okay, so thank you, as you keep confirming that you are able to hear me. Okay, so I will start with a brief introduction, and then Mr. Anand Padmanabhan will give an overview about how IBM is into career education and what are uh, the broad scenario. Okay, and then Mr. Madhusudan will talk about the specifics about what this entire model is. Okay, so let's get started. I will just share a brief presentation so that you can. Hope you can see my screen. Okay. Okay. So I'm sure you're able to see my screen.
Yes, sir. I'm able to see.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So welcome to this webinar, which is organized by Amster Technologies in association with IBM. Okay. And it is basically, as we say, that how do you let the potential break free of the Gen Z students, the students who are born in this century almost, okay, who are in the forefront of the technology. Okay, they are born in the lap of the technology, they have used technology from a very young age. And how do you help such students achieve their potential? Okay, so we are an IBM partner for software solutions, for training and career education. And just to give a background about Amster Technology is a 15-year-old organization based in Bangalore, and we are ISO 9000 2015 certified company. And our main focus is IT learning solutions on IBM learning, IT products, and training facility management and lateral staffing. Okay, and one of the biggest achievements that we have got in the recent year is that training industry is a global source of information on all the training, and we are recognized as a top 20 company, top 20 IT training company. We got this recognition in 2020. So we are among the top 20 global IT training companies in the watch list category. There is a basic category and the watch list category. Okay. So this is briefly about who we are, and we have been working with IBM for last 6 years and trying to provide IBM product training to companies and individuals worldwide. Okay, and we have got into a partnership with IBM for the career education, and we are now bringing career education to learners who are in the institutions like engineering colleges and universities. Okay. Now, coming to why this is required, I'm just going to touch at a very broad level, okay, while Mr. Anand Padmanabhan will talk in detail. Okay, see, the biggest problem that we are facing in India is the skill gap. Okay, what students learn in the university and college curriculum is not sufficient to get them into a job at the entry level. There are gaps in what they are learning and what the industry requires. And there are several studies that say that not all students are employable. Okay, one of the studies which happened recently said that only 46.21% students are employable. And what is the skill gap? It is the difference in the skill between what the current workforce is requiring and what the students learn in their learning phase. Okay, and LinkedIn and several major institutions have projected that what are the skills that future employers or current employers look for. And not all university curriculum covers these things in the right detail. Okay, though they may be covering some things at a certain level. Okay, and so how do you make them ready? So the student is able to learn these skills and to a level of depth and certification which will be judged by the organization when they are trying to enter the organization. And that is where IBM Career Education can make a difference, because they work with many colleges and universities across India and have helped more than 1 lakh students over the years. Okay, so with this brief introduction, I would want to hand over to Mr. Anant Padmanabhan, and he will take us through the details about what this entire thing is about and how it can help your university or the college. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, sir. So, Mr.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anand. It is a very nice opportunity to discuss about the current scenarios of IT industries and how we should equip our coming generation to take over, not only getting the job or providing them an opportunity to get a career or job, and providing them a kind of or taking them to the next generation of lifestyle. It is required as of today. See, most of the basic operations and basic functionalities and processes are generally automated in every industry and every sector. For example, if you take banking, most of the basic operational transaction like deposit, withdrawal, finding the balance, all these things are happening through a ATM or through a kind of a mobile communication or mobile banking system these days. So this kind of basic automation is already in place, but it is a kind of a one-on-one transaction that we have been seeing. When you ask something, you will get something, but there will not be any inference on what you ask, whether I am providing the answer to you or whether I am providing the services to you. Should I improve my service capabilities to support you for your need, which is not embedded in our automation system? Such kind of intuitive based automation is not yet embedded, that we normally call these days as machine learning or artificial intelligence or whatever you call. So the IT industry, or forget about IT industry, in general, human race is moving towards a complete automation system in place. For example, I wanted to share my own personal experience. I applied for passport 4 years back. I went and submitted I applied through web, and I went and submitted all the information. They said police verification will happen. After that, you will get your passport. Police verification was communicated over hard copies of postal communication that time. So it took nearly 1 week for them to share all their hard copies to police department, and calling me, and they were visiting my house. It almost took 1.5 months for me to complete the police verification. Post that, they have processed my passport and I got it within 2 months. Of course, compared to 10 years back, it is so early. But in recent days, that is 1 month back, I applied my passport for my daughter. Within a week, I got everything is automated, and nothing was holding for them to process or deliver it. It's all like a fraction of a second, every communication, every checkpoint, every approvals have happened. And another point, uh, when the passport was not happening for my wife, then I submitted a grievance query in the website of passport department. Then immediately they addressed, within 3 days we got the passport. So this is the kind of expectation from the public in these days of lifestyle. Everything should happen automatically without any delay, and the expectations are set too high. To meet these kind of expectations from the human race, IT industry is also doing a lot of research and developments to meet the requirement. So in earlier generation, you can see development of the program. In later generation, development of the programs with data management, like databases were introduced. On top of the databases, all applications developed in COBOL language or any other languages were working on the data. So this kind of progress has been made. The current progress is automation, machine learning, as well as data collection and taking a decision based on the analysis of the data collected. So many elements have been embedded in the current generation of the IT industry. So to put it in an order, to put it in a sequence, to put it in an understanding element, just I want to give you the brief walkthrough of how these new technologies or new pillars of IT industries is helping us. First, let us take the data collection. The data collection comes later. First, let us take the process automation, which Anand presentation was talking about, process automation and machine learning. The process automation is nothing but artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing but an intelligence is natural with the human race. There is, everybody has got their own intelligence based on their intelligence quotient. They react, they take it, they address it, they manipulate it, whatever they wanted to do based on their capabilities. So those intelligence process which is happening in our brain has been sorted down into activities 1, 2, 3 with a dependency factor towards each activity. So those listed activities with the dependency factors among them is put onto a programming language and make it as an artificial intelligence of the process which can automatically perform its duty based on the intelligence human beings thought process. And it cannot go beyond what has been jotted down and what has been developed, what has been a dependency created among themselves. Now, something which is more elements are required, like sometimes, for example, now the CBSE exams have cancelled. What is the cascading effect of the CBSE exams? Then all students who are doing 10th standard on CBSE might get a clearance certificate based on their performance in their earlier test in the schools or colleges, whatever they wanted to do. So that kind of thought process and action-oriented element from the decision made of cancelling the exam has been triggered. So such kind of information also needs to be triggered by the automation, that is called machine learning. So machine will learn based on the interaction that individuals make with that automation, artificial intelligence process or AI process or activity. So the machine learning also comes into picture. The machine learning will have its own kind of a capability where additional process or additional activity in the process has been embedded into the system, and it will ask you, do you mean that? Then when you say yes, then it will act over your inputs based on the interaction that individuals do have with the application. Another kind of an artificial intelligence and machine learning that we are all seeing on a day-to-day basis is that if you are taking a Google mail, Gmail, and if you are started editing, automatically it will give you a kind of a completion of the sentence what you wanted to give. And if you are accepting the sentence which the system proposes, you can tab it and take it, and system will recognize that you are accepting it. And if you don't accept and you type your own information or your own sentences based on your requirement, automatically the Gmail system will understand, oh, you have one more way of writing or completing these sentences which has got the context of the ABCD or CFCH. So automatically it will change based on the inputs they are giving, and that machine learning will be embedded into that what you call supporting letter writing or supporting mail writing. All these things will be embedded, and additionally it will start providing you a completion sentences going forward. This is machine learning oriented artificial intelligence embedded in the Gmail, where people used to write the mails. It's a very simple understanding artificial intelligence embedded into it with the machine learning tool. So this artificial intelligence machine learning these days are developed in Java programming languages, and it needs very high precision, and it needs a lot of data to understand how these changes or accommodative reflexes needs to be addressed. Then the data needs to be collected. All these data are collected, put into an analytical system and analyze it, which is the best pattern that we need to take. All those analyses do happen with a lot of analytical capabilities. The analytical capabilities also categorized into three categories. One is descriptive, another one is forecasting, another one is prescriptive. Descriptive, forecasting, and prescriptive. So I can go on explaining all these categories also, but we don't have that much time to go in detail, which is not required also, because you're all already know about what's going on in analytical technology or analytical vertical. So the data are collected, analyzed, and the future is being predicted with the analysis report, and action is taken based on the prescription given by the analytical report. So we need data, we need analysis. Most of the artificial intelligence activities are initiated. So how do you collect all these data? So you need to collect these data. How do you collect? So you need to have an IoT, the Internet of Things facilities, which is data collection engine or data collection software or data collection machine, which is embedded with a sensor around everywhere in this world. A simple example which we might or we have been coming across in our day-to-day life. If you are driving the recent car, not the cars which came 5 years back. The recent cars, if you are driving, you will have a dashboard and it says how much petrol is there, what is the range it can travel. So that will give you an idea, okay, I can travel only 15 kilometers, before that I need to fuel my tank. So this kind of decision-making information will help you to take the right decision, not to get into a challenging or very difficult situation of your movement of our life. So this is also a required Internet of Things. So that could be a sensor which has been fixed in the petrol tank or a diesel tank of the car. Based on its usage, the sensor will give you the message to the dashboard. The dashboard will analyze and give you the information which you can read than what it reads from the sensor. So that analysis, that the change of information which the human can read, which is the Internet of Things, which is which application which is doing. So such kind of data needs to be collected. So Internet of Things is also largely a requirement for development to collect the data. Okay, we are having the data, we are having the artificial intelligence, which is nothing but process automation that we have. Second, data is collected and we do analysis and take a decision. Third, to get the data, we have Internet of Things. All these things needs to be secure. So you cannot just like that share the data with everyone to everywhere. So the cyber security comes into the picture. So there are a lot of facilities or a lot of software which will help you to ensure that you are doing a certified secured transaction for your need. For example, in our basic life, the OTP concept, which is one-time password concept, has come. It has been there for quite some time. So even I also felt very happy when the OTP concept introduced for my bank account. So instead of doing the transfer, it will check, please give me the OTP which is sent to the registered mobile number. So I am sure what mobile number I have given. So mobile number will have the OTP. I enter the OTP value and the transaction is passed. So I am sure that transaction happened based on my need, based on my approval. So the cyber security is also required. There are a lot of software, a lot of platforms which covers the cyber security also. This is from artificial intelligence to cyber security. There are 4 pillars which needs to be developed in large number for a lot of industries across the lifestyle of the human race. Number 1. Number 2, transaction do happen, but it should be happening uniformly at all the places. For example, if you are transferring money from one account to another account, these days Nifty is there, so people do transfer within half an hour, it gets updated there. But in earlier days, it takes 1 or 2 days for them to get the update in the ledger books and all. So this will create a kind of a problem for people who are managing the whole transaction, managing the organization operationally backend. So these things needs to be addressed. A blockchain concept has come. The blockchain concept, what it does, if a transaction is happen, all the stakeholders' accounts, all the stakeholders' ledgers are tagged to the transaction. The moment you initiate the transaction, all the ledgers will be updated immediately. Until then, the visibility to the information which are there in the stakeholders' accounts, stakeholders' ledger books will be closed. Once the transaction completes, then it will be released for the people's view or the individuals or the stakeholders view. So such kind of blockchain concept also is required, not only accounting system, in so many transactions. If you are taking retail chain transaction, the retail chain is the best example of information moving from one platform to another platform, and it gets debited and credited, and updation has to happen in a fraction of seconds, so that it will be tracked to the best of its locational point of geo, locational point of the individual, locational point of the user. So all these information are updated on a regular basis as it moves from time to time. The blockchain will help. So these 5 technologies are growing rapidly, and a lot of consultants are required to develop applications, develop systems, develop information, develop analysis, develop cyber security. All these developments are must, and it has to happen on a regular basis. And it has to happen across all industries, because an individual is not only working in one industry, he is using the other industry facility, he is using the another industry facility for transacting his own requirement. So every industry needs to be automated, every industry needs to be analyzed, every industry needs to be secure. So this is the requirement going forward in IT industry. IBM has proposed a kind of a career education, those who have started their career from the college. Like they can select any one of these pillars, like artificial intelligence pillar, data analysis pillar, IoT pillar, cyber security pillar, blockchain pillar. And accordingly, they start studying what is the concept behind it, what are all the tools behind it, what are all the industries which is using it, how the industry knowledge is getting applied into these tools with the technology in place, so that the application is developed for the business needs of the hour. So this career education provides you a complete course curriculum to take one pillar and get fully equipped for the future need of the industry as well as future need of the human race. This is how the career education is built. I request Madhu to share what kind of course curriculum is embedded and how the course curriculum fits from developing the basic knowledge to the excellence knowledge. So all these things Madhu will share on a need basis along with Anand Amster Technologies, so which will you can think about it and take a right call for the students who are studying along with you. Madhu?
Thank you, Ananta sir. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry, good morning, everyone. Still we are at 11:30. Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be part of this forum. And I would like to thank Anand and Team Amster for bringing the entire forum into one single place. Despite the fact there have been time and again, there have been a lot of sessions by a lot of technology companies and a lot of edtech companies to make you understand on the importance or the significance of the New Age program. So before I could jump in, I have a small PPT which I will take along with our discussion. So that will give us what all we can do as college and IBM together, partner together along with Amster, and give a larger benefit for the student fraternity as well as for the faculty fraternity. So is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, I can see.
Is it good in size to see?
Yes, I can.
So my name is Madhu. I take care of the education vertical for South. I'm based out of Chennai and I take care of all the 5 states very closely. I work very closely with various academic institutions of all stages. When I say all stages, government institutions, deemed institutions, autonomy campus, and affiliate campus. So that's by large. And of course, right now we work with a lot of edtech companies also. So what is the main objective? The main objective, the deck we have broken into 2 pieces. The first part is on the objective, the introduction, our journey, a partial list of clients on what all domains which we can work along with the college. The second is what all programs we can, based on your college stature, if you're an affiliate campus, how we can work. If you're an affiliate, if you're an autonomy or a deemed campus, how we can collaborate together for higher skilling, which we can discuss. Any part of the presentation, you can stop me and ask me a query. I will be ready to take your questions. So IBM Career Education, whom do we cater? We cater to all the segments of people in a college system. One is the student fraternity, faculties, and the developer ecosystem. We cover all the segments in the higher education, MBA colleges, arts and science, diploma, that is polytechnic, and engineering campus. What is our main objective? The main objective is to do deep skilling, branding, and new collar capability. Predominantly, we would like to engage with you in the area which we call it in IBM as CAMS. CAMS is an acronym which stands for Cloud, Analytics, Mobile, and Security, and backed by blockchain, IoT, and AI. So these are the core area or the core topics which we would like to impart inside your college campus. So as I said, we would like to create deep skilling in my previous slide. This would predominantly work if you are enough. This will work for all the campuses. We would like to do a curriculum integration. We would like to imbibe our program in your curriculum. All these programs we would like to do hand in glove inside your college campus. We would like to co-teach, co-design the entire curriculum for your students. The courseware certification is from IBM. There are multiple levels of certifications or multiple types of certifications which we can opt for, or a student can opt for. A deep skilling certification of open badges for your student. So we would enable your existing, we would enable one of your existing labs. We would give all the required software to run our program at $0 cost. We do not charge anything for these softwares, right? So the student or the faculty can use these softwares for all the academic and research purpose. The college also can use our engagement, our collaboration in all your press, social media, and online engagement. Like Ananta, we had today, we can do a lot of industry SMEs, senior SMEs who would right now we are doing it online. If it's once we come back to our old normal, definitely we would love to visit your campus, to address your students in person inside your college campus. So this we would like to do inside your college campus. Our MOUs, we would like to engage with you for a long-term association. We are not looking for a stopgap, but a stopgap requirement of your college needs, right? So this is what we would, a broad objective which I would like to set before I could deep dive into my presentation. So this is a partial list of clients. There are a lot of IIMs and a lot of deemed universities which you can see here, right? And then a couple of affiliate campus also are there, which we have collaborated in the recent and which we are working right now. So this is our domain portfolio. As I said, one is data science, IoT, security, design thinking, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and of course, right now we have programs in quantum computing also. This is again, as reported by our academic partners, students who have undergone our training program, right? So they were able to easily get jobs in this client base also. So I would like to take a pause here. You have any questions? I can take it, and if no, I can move further. Yes, Dr. Gulshan, I saw your message. The MOU is between IBM and the college directly. Amster will be the training delivery partner for you. So okay, so I will move on further. Basically, we have broken our programs into two levels. One is the integrated program, which is a code design, code development of our curriculum. And second is the value add program. So this integrated program would predominantly work if you are an affiliate campus or a private university. If you are an autonomy campus or you are a deemed university campus, right? Where we can do integration in your UG as well as PG program, where we can roll out and do these programs along with you, right? So if you are an autonomy campus, you can opt this as an elective courses also. If you are a state affiliate campus, the second one would work, which we call it modular courses, or by large, we call it as a value add programs. We do FTP, MDP, community courses, all these things can be developed. So I will give a lot of case studies, live case studies over in my presentation. At the end of my presentation, I'll take a couple of real college names, and I will say, I will highlight you how we are engaged in these colleges and how we are working towards betterment of the students. So the entire thing is broken into two. One, we call it as an IBM Developer Skills Network, which is purely an online platform. The second is IBM Skills Academy offerings, which is an instructor-led program. So before I could jump into this IBM Developer Skills Network, I would like to set the expectation, or I would like to set the context. So in the recent past, you would have seen companies like Simplilearn, Coursera, Grey Campus, 360DGMG, all these sort of companies in a tagline called Powered by IBM. We have a host of programs, a self-paced learning program, which we have given it to these edtech companies, where they host it on their platform and bundle it along with their existing courses and give it to the students, right, in the open market. So the same way, likewise, these programs can be integrated for your academic institution also, at your institution also. So likewise, when someone logs into a Simplilearn, he or she will not even know that they have working in IBM Portal. All the programs is in Simplilearn platform. Students do the entire program in the Simplilearn platform, does it, and at the end, student gets a certificate which has got an IBM logo and the IBM certificate along with Simplilearn. So likewise, we can partner with institutes where the students can do a self-learning programs all by themselves, and then we can institute and the participating institute and IBM together, we can roll out a certificate for the student. All these programs, I have close to some around 120 odd programs. All these programs are in the latest tools and technology, programs on AI, programs on blockchain, data science, security. These are the major programs which we have where students, it's all self-paced programs where the labs is also embedded in the online platform using Jupyter technology. The student can get access along with these along with this program for the industry expert sessions also. So I will skip on this. We spent some time on this. So when you subscribe for this program, you will get an LMS platform along with the subscription, where on top of our IBM existing curriculum, you can also add non-competing programs or common courses like C, C++, Java, or RPA, or those kind of programs, and couple it with IBM program, create a custom-based content for your based on your campus needs, and you can run specialization track, say specialization in AI specialization or cloud specialization or blockchain or in any of the cybersecurity. You can create a specialization track and jointly we can award a student on any one of these tracks for the student fraternity. So this is a snapshot of how a lab would be. There will not be any difference between a lab, what a student does it in a physical sitting inside a college campus, vis-a-vis doing it on an online. Everything is on a Jupyter notebook model. So the student gets the same look, feel, and hands-on, and how he or she would be doing it in your classroom or on the industry per se. So this is how this lab snapshot would look like. We discussed on the same. This is the same ITE which the student would do, and there will not be any difference at all. So it's a basic English, simple English for the student to do this program. There is a huge set of catalog for the student to pick, choose, and do this program. It's a subscription-based model, right? And everything is virtual. It's purely a self-paced program for the student. So this is how, in short, it would look like. First, we would sign an MOU, then the LMS is hosted. The college or the university can create its own content along with the IBM courseware, create learning paths. The student does everything purely on online, and there are a lot of industry sessions which has been backed with, and we can issue certificates for the student. Everything is deployed on IBM cloud using blockchain technology. So with this, I take a pause here before I could jump into the next offerings, what I have. You have any questions I can take, sir?
This, just to add, as Madhu put it, there are two models. One is the self-paced online portal-based model, which is what he just explained. Okay, the other model is the instructor-led model. So the self-paced model is what Madhu just explained, that it's a cloud-hosted content with an LMS, which can be provided to the institution with a co-branded. The website will look as if it is your college website and not external website like a Coursera or any other Udemy type. And the students can get the subscription. They can go through these courses, complete them, get certifications, as many certifications as they can during their period of study in the college, okay, on the latest technology. And the most important is it comes with a live lab which they can access 24/7. Okay, the lab access is also there. It's not just a theoretical content or a video content that is available. The student can do the labs also on the study that they are doing. Okay, if there are any questions on this, I would ask.
Yes, I have a question from Dr. Gulshan. So the curriculum, this since it's a pure, it's at this program is an online self-paced learning program. There is no delivery quotient apart from the SME sessions, which we do keep doing it time and again, right? When it comes to the second one, which I'm about to explain right now, or which we're about to discuss right now, the delivery will be done by Amster team, or Amster team is certified by IBM. Trust I've answered you, Dr. Gulshan.
You can unmute and ask questions also. There is no problem.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir. Thank you for your beautiful presentation, though. I'm Professor Nancy from Oxford Educational Institutions. I just wanted to know whether we will be provided with any of the dashboards for us to access how many students have taken part and how many students are doing what kind of courses and the number of courses what they have accessed.
Yes, ma'am. So, yes, ma'am. So each college will have a dashboard through which you can see which student has doing which program, right? What is the progress level of the program? What is the score of each of the program, right? So that dashboard is provided to the college team, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I missed the very first few minutes of the session. So I don't know, is there any commercial involved for the courses?
Yes, ma'am. It's all these programs are commercial based program. Right. Post this session, probably Mr. Anand will get in touch with you and will discuss on the commercial front, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I'm moving to the next one. So we have programs for deep skilling. Before I can move on, there's one more chat message. Would like to know the best suited courses for arts and science colleges. Dr. Pramila Mani, yes, sure. I would post this call. We will discuss on that, ma'am. So we have deep skilling programs in IBM. So before I could move into the slide deck, I would set the context. All these programs are for 75 hours program. So these programs would start from scratch. Say let's say an example of AI. So these programs would start what is AI is, right from that scratch to right from creating of the chatbots to NLP to ML, these programs would cover, and this program is spread for 75 hours. Actively, it is 40 hours of theory and 35 hours of hands-on, which the student would be doing inside the college campus. This is an instructor-led program where the Amster team, SME expert, would be delivering the lectures inside your college campus using an online or an offline methodology. So the entire program is structured likewise. The lecture hours, if you see, it's very, very less. There's more of digital building blocks and human skills, where we spend more time, or where a student would be spending more time on the human skills and the lab hours inside your college campus. So there's the 8 pillars of program which we can run at your college campus. One is the IoT, cloud computing, data science, blockchain, AI, cybersecurity, design thinking, and quantum computing. All these programs, except for blockchain, except for design thinking, all these programs are of 75 hours sessions, which we can impart inside your college campus. At the end of the program, at the end of 75 hours of the successful completion of the program, the student would get a practitioner badge. This is a higher order badge skilling which a student would be awarded with, which he or she can showcase in all the social media as well as in his resume. Each student who successfully completes this program his profile would be exhibited in IBM Talent Match. So all the SIs of IBM, HRs of all the SI HRs are connected in our IBM Talent Match. So they would see a student based on the geography. They can hire a student from this portal. So that's the main agenda of this IBM Talent Match. So this is a short presentation what I have. I would like to discuss more on what all I do in different campuses, so that will set context for us. When you look at college like MGR University, I'm just giving you a name for the discussion sake, MGR University, wherein we run co-branded BTech program in computer science and co-branded program in BTech in computer science, specialization in AI and data science. So right from semester 1, we have a program. We would teach the student one program right from semester 1 to semester 7. At the end of semester 7, the student would be awarded, the student gets 2 certificates. One is regular BTech certification from the affiliate campus. 2, he gets a co-branded certification between IBM and the participating university or college. So that would enable the student for higher skilling, 1. 2, will give him for better employment this certification, right? So this is what I do it in deemed universities and autonomy campus. If you look at Reva University in Bangalore, I run postgraduate diploma in business analytics. This program is predominantly targeted for the working professionals. All right. So these kind of programs also we can impart inside your college campus. We can target the working professionals and run programs exclusive for working professionals. This is a slightly a higher ticket value program which we command from the market and we can run. If you look at a college like arts and science campus like Garden City or Kripanadi, where we run BCA, BBA program in BBA in emerging technology, BCA in cyber security kind of a program, which we run it in arts and science college also. Of course, in college like Crescent Engineering College in Chennai, where we run MBA in business analytics. So we have various combination. All these programs would typically start from semester 1 to semester 7 if it's an engineering, semester 6 if it's an arts and science, and semester 4 if it's an MBA program. So this is how the programs are structured. We would plug in one program in each semester based on institute. We can design, we can have the nomenclature also created as per the institute. For example, since right now many institutes are offering AI and data science, probably you may want to run a program in cybersecurity. Yes, it is possible. You can run, we can discuss, we can have a exclusive nomenclature for your or a different nomenclature for your university, and we can run these programs at your in college level. At the same time, we can run as a value add programs also. For all the third year students, you can pick up, for all the third year students in ECE, you can do a data science. For fourth years, you can do an IoT, right? So those kind of value add option is also there with us, right? So this is a nutshell what we are doing inside the market. And with this, I take a pause here. You have any questions I can take now? Dr. Gulshan, as I saw a message, it'll be online even after resuming the normalcy. For the first one, the Skills Network program, the entire online, yes, it'll be online, sir. For this program, we will deploy trainers. Amster would be deploying trainers inside our college and would be imparting the sessions inside our college campus. Sir, community courses are predominantly FDP courses, which we pull in 4 or 5 colleges, faculties in a one particular location and do the training program. Right now, we are not doing this offerings at this juncture, sir. So all these programs are in line with the NEP 2020, right, and the new education policy 2020, which has got a blend of digital content and the training program. So this is, once you partner with us, you will become an NEP compliant also. Pramila ma'am, I do not have a digital marketing course at this juncture. You may unmute and ask me questions. Anand sir, you want to add anything to the discussions?
Not from my side, Madhu. You can go ahead.
Yeah. So Madhu has explained about the second model, which is the inside classroom model, where it is an instructor-led training. There are a set curriculum which can be embedded into the college curriculum, and every semester one module can be covered. That is one way, which is more for autonomous or independent institutions where they can decide on their curriculum. And if you are an affiliated college where you cannot modify your curriculum, then you can go for the value add courses, where the same courses can be taught along with your courses, and the students can acquire up to 5 or 6 or 7 IBM certifications by the time they complete their engineering college engineering degree. So when they go for placement or any other opportunity, they have a lot of IBM certifications, which is an internationally recognized practitioner or certification for technologies which are mentioned, and that will help them get into placement and other opportunities. So the second model is an integrated model where it is an instructor-led training, and it comes with the other things that were there, like course material, virtual labs, and all those things are still there. Okay, so that this is the second model. Okay, so if you have any questions on this, you could ask Madhu, who is an expert in this and has worked on this with several institutions in this country.
Yes, ma'am. Data science courses are available, Dr. Pramila. So I would like to highlight, like to take 2 minutes before I end my session on the various advantages when you collaborate with IBM or when you partner with IBM. One, you will have the benefits of MOU from IBM directly, right? That is one. Two, you can have the co-branded logo from IBM, right, between the participating college as well as IBM, which we can showcase in all your marketing collaterals. That is 2. 3, all the softwares required to run this program is given at your college campus at $0 cost, which you can utilize for your marketing research as well as for your research as well as for the academic usage inside your college. Right. So this is all which you can do, which we can jointly do. Then a lot of industry sessions, lot of events, hackathons, all these things which we can do along with the participating university or the campus, which we can do. This is just a couple of benefits which I thought I can share. Probably there are more which we can discuss one-on-one, right? And we can take things ahead. All right. Mr. David, can I share my experience IBM PTech? Sure. Let me highlight you. IBM PTech is a CSR activity from IBM, all right? And you may also share. Okay, please.
Okay, very good morning, good afternoon actually. So I had one of this experience that I'm sharing, that is of IBM PTech. I had around from the group tutors, the class teachers of the from the first year till the final year, around 90 students who had given their names from the GTs for this IBM course. And I found out of that 90 students, 70 students were from computer science background from the first year till the final year. And out of this total 90 students, or say computer science students, totally around 40 students were registered in IBM PTech. And after repeated reminders for the students to complete the process, I found only 4 students could complete the whole process. I also tried to register. I registered myself and I saw all the different courses that are available in this gamut of whole thing about IBM. And it is a very elaborate course with all the videos, all the sessions, all the steps available for the students. It's a very vast course on each areas. I had seen the data analyst and it is all very systematically designed and everything. So I found that out of 90 students, only 4 students could complete because of their effort and of their commitment, without any instruction from the class teachers or anything. So it is a very important course. Even after the whole thing, they have to apply for the certificate for showing it on their LinkedIn profile. So it's a very good course, an elaborative course. I appreciate all the effort that has been put by the IBM and all the partners in this area. One more thing I just wanted to add was one is who are on their own can do the course. It is a very good thing. But for most of the students, I feel they require a push from the college as well as the instructors and the class teachers, which will be required. Third thing I would like to point out is on the language side, because many of our students are, especially in my college, they are from the rural background, where they like to see the instructors teaching them in the local language, local lingo, so linguistic. So the reason to understand more benefit for them, because this is one of the constraints which I have seen coming from the corporate level to the academics, that I have seen where students like to listen in the local language explanation as well as the understanding, and push for the completion of the courses on the time and deadlines. Because in the academic, which I have seen, the deadlines which are like in the corporate, we have deadlines. In the academic, the deadlines sometimes are pushed across, and the students are a little bit lazy on the side to meet the deadlines, so which affects the whole completion of the course. So from my experience, I just want to say it is a very good initiative, and I hope maximum people try to complete it. And in one of the seminars which I have attended, in one of the person who had completed the IBM course, it was mentioned, it seems the person had completed artificial intelligence, and it was a very good course shared by the HR, one of the HR who had completed the artificial course, intelligence course. She mentioned she was a technical person also, so she said it was a very good informative area, and I hope maximum people take the benefit of it and complete it. Skill is one of the most important thing right now required by the companies. So the industry academia will work towards this implementation. Thank you.
Thank you, David sir. Thank you for your kind words. It's really encouraging, right? A lot of pointers and a lot of value, which makes for this entire session. Thank you so much, sir. So I'm open to take questions. So if you have any more questions, I can take.
I think if there are any questions on this entire presentation, both the models, the self-learning as well as the instructor-led, Madhu can explain or answer your queries. He can also maybe show some examples of some institutions where these models exist as of now. Okay, there are many institutions, but he can give few examples and what kind of implementation they are doing right now to help you understand better.
Dr. Pramila, yes, please, you can give. You want to give a suggestion?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, see, regarding the last person who spoke just now, I would like to give some suggestion because I have come from Middle East. I've been living there for a longer time. Now my son has come here and is enrolled here in the IIT program. What I have seen the difference with the students here, it is all student centric. They all expect the course and curriculum to be it should be provided in such a way that it's a easy way out. But what I feel is they should also put in a lot of effort, because IBM is a world-renowned brand and they have come up with a lot of research and they have been systematically, design the course so that it will empower the student to gain knowledge. And that way, as a imparters or the service providers from the IBM to the students, we have to encourage and we have to guide them, to go through the course in detail and enable them to prepare. Because I felt very sad when only 4 people can able to complete the course, such a world-renowned course. There should be more effort should be put forth by the students as well as the the course providers, and also even from the family they should also involve, to see that students who are enrolled for this course in order to complete the course. This is my suggestion. So it's a group or the team effort, in that way it will help them to complete. Because I had a lot of experience in teaching the students from different parts of the world. I used to teach in the school in Dubai. So I used to plan and as a teacher, my curriculum, my syllabus, according to each student need, I used to sit and plan, so that it will help them to learn the subject as well as to complete and, score well and get promoted to the next class. It needs a lot of effort and work. This is my suggestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, as sir said, he had 4 students who did this program. I will give you the other case study from one of the colleges in Chennai, which was called St. Peter's University. There we have partnered for a program in BCA in emerging technology. I have a second year student. Out of 120 program in last 1 year, he has done 66 program as of now. These are all factual data. I can share the student details, which he has exhibited in LinkedIn to you over an email or so, right? So you can also check right away in the LinkedIn. His name is Stephen Helfenraj. He has done 66 courses as of now, ma'am. And not only that, he has motivated other students also to do the programs. All right. So there are case studies of all stages, ma'am. Okay. So Anand sir, you want to add anything? You can add. I've come to the end of my presentation. So more questions we can take. Anand sir, you may add things to the session.
Hello, sir. I have got one question.
Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Naveen Kukreja from Xavier Institute of Engineering, Mahi, Mumbai.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm working here as a training and placement officer. Just I want to know, can we arrange some faculty development program in association with IBM, and also will these courses will be available for faculties as well for upskilling?
Yes, sir. All these programs are there for the faculty,
enablement also, right? We can do that for your internal faculty as well as for your neighboring campus faculties also.
Okay. And one more thing, sir. Recently, last year in the lockdown, we got this subscription from Coursera for all the students free of cost, right?
Okay.
Wherein IBM courses are available on their platform, wherein our students are already enrolled to IBM courses and they are getting certified for free of cost. Then how we can pitch this program to these students?
Okay. So, sir, Coursera is a market player. When I say market player, for example, let me give you a live case study. If you take Coursera and type Python or artificial intelligence, you have 200 odds of different Python programmer and artificial intelligence program in Coursera, which is not centric. General student psychology, you will do the program which has got the lesser number of hours, which may not suffice the need of the universe of your college. So once we partner, all these are skill centric, which is what you and what IBM and the campus want the student to enable on a particular skills or technology. These programs are available and focused oriented or channelized programs, right? So this is far better. I mean, I will not say this is more skill centric programs than of a Coursera. Okay, so that is the advantage what the student will have. So Sujit sir, Mr. Anand from Amster will get in touch with you, right, on the further formalities and commercials. So Anand sir, you may please take over, right? So I will still be there in the call in case you have any questions. I can handle those questions. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Anand sir, over to you. Anand sir, over to you, sir. Sandhya or Divya?
Hello.
Or,
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go take over.
Okay. So thanks, everyone. I think it was a very informative session from both Anand Padmanabhan and Madhusudan Rao. We have shared with you the two models which are available. I think, did we answer this question from Mr. Sujit Maitre? He said, what next? How do we know about the further formalities and commercials?
Yeah, I have said that you would be answering to him, sir.
Okay, fine. So the next steps would be.
Anand sir, I have another call now.
Sure.
I would like to drop off. I wish you good luck and best wishes for the whole program.
Sure.
Let us know through Madhu for any other support or help required.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and
Thank
sharing the information with our participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So coming back to the next steps, I will share the recording of this webinar with you, okay, and connect with you individually, okay, and understand how we can take this forward, okay, because each institution is different, your needs are different, and your like curriculum is different, okay, your streams are different. As somebody asked about what is there for arts, commerce, okay, all are not engineering colleges. So I will connect with you individually, and over the next few weeks we can discuss, we can get Madhu's inputs as and when required and take this forward. Okay. Overall, I hope you had understood more about how IBM helps the institutions in career education. And if you have any feedback or any suggestions, you can let us know right now or send in the chat, okay, about how you felt about the session and any inputs that you would want further from us. Maybe we can take a minute to share our thoughts about this webinar if you have anything to share with us. Thanks, Mr. Manish Kumar. You said that the session was, you have found it good. Okay. Anyone else, if you have any thoughts, any inputs or any suggestions, anything that you would want to know, you can let us know. Anyway, I will connect with each one of you after this webinar. Okay. So I think there are no more inputs from anyone. So I would like to thank on behalf of Amster Technologies as well as IBM. Thank you for taking out the time. I know it's a very difficult times in the current situation, but each one of us has taken the time out and attended this webinar. I thank you all and look forward to working with you in the near future. Thank you once again. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.